Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to break down the Nitro Select TLS boot. It's not a review, it's just a breakdown of what you can expect from this, going over the features, what type of fit I would recommend for this, so your foot shape and whatnot, and everything associated with it. One thing that I want you to know is the best boot is the one that fits your foot and fits your needs. So hopefully this video will help you get into a boot that fits your foot and fits your needs. If you are shopping online for boots, which I strongly don't recommend, go to your local shop and try them on, but I understand some people don't have a local shop or a good local shop. Then for you guys, we've put affiliate links down in the description below. That's right, you don't have to go hunting for a place to buy these from. You know who you are. So some key points of the Select TLS is the toe cap on this is rubber with synthetic with a welded seam on that. That is going to protect the toe of the boot when you're resting your edge on your board on the chairlift. It's just going to be a little more durable. There is a ton of double stitching on this. This means that, it's going to be a little bit stronger on there. And then when you look at the toe cap, it's actually kind of glued in, and it reduces any seams where there might be stitching that you could break it apart from kicking your edge into it when you're on the chairlift or anything like that. Overall, it's a really solidly built boot. You notice that when you start looking at it and how it's all put together with everything on it, it's just built very, very well. With this boot, you do have this gusset cover on there. I think over time this would wear down from the edge of your board, but it is nice because it does protect the laces, especially if you step in a puddle or anything. And with this being speed zone, they're less likely to get hit with the edge, so they're going to be more protected there as well. On the back of the boot, you'll notice you have a little heel hoop to kind of just pull it on or off. With the back spine of this boot, it does come a little bit higher with this urethane material. This is going to give you more rebound and response out of the boot as well. So you're just going to be able to feel that when you drive into it. You do have a little bit of reflective tape down in the bottom of that liner. So that's going to help reflect the heat back up. It is a little bit narrower in the heel. That's kind of notoriously how Nitro boots are built. They're narrower in the heel. This would be more, in my opinion, more of like an average fit with its width and everything, but you're going to have that deep heel pocket in there, and we'll go through the liner on that. With the tread, it's a Vibram tread. They're using a 30% recycled compound as well in this, so you do get that. That's a pretty decent tread for walking around. Probably wouldn't be the best if you're hiking an icy pipe, but if you're boot packing out in the backcountry or hike tube, with the gusset and everything, that's going to work well. You do have that air pocket as well down there that's going to help dampen any impacts and cushion any blows. Overall, the tread and everything on this, super solid. You got the Vibram logo right there in the heel. You got this little impact spot right in the middle of your arch. Solid. Like, Nitro boots, criminally underrated in my opinion. With the lacing of this boot, you've got the dual zone TLS, which is a speed zone, so that's lower and upper. So what that's going to do is allow you to dial it in a little bit more if you need it. So if you want a little more snug on the bottom, you can, or more snug on the top, loose, vice versa. It's whatever you want. You unzip this. There's all your lacing system in there. This is just going to protect any moisture from getting in there. So if you're hiking a lot, this is a really good boot for that, because it's going to just protect you from it. One thing to note though is over time, if you're resting your edge on this, this will wear down. I've seen it happen 1,000 times. The internal harness is actually sewn into the shell of this boot. That is going to allow for a more snug fit. You also have this booster strap that is removable. So this changes the flex of the boot. If you have this in, it's going to be a little stiffer because it's wrapping around the top and tightening down and locking you in around the calf. But if you fully pull this out, which you can do very easily, you're going to get a little more play up there. This is why this has a flex rating of 9 to 10, and those flex ratings are arbitrary. That's one thing that I want you guys to know, that if I take someone that's the exact same size boot, but one's 165 pounds and one's 210 pounds, they're going to flex it entirely different. So here you can actually see the crisscross of the internal harness, and when you pull it tight, it does cinch this down and lock it. You're going to have a little bit more give up at the top unless you put the booster strap through. So if you need to do that, go do it. When you do tighten down your speed zones, you have these little pockets back here for just tucking in the handles. If you need to, if it's too long, I just recommend you kind of twist it, roll it up a little bit, and boom, put it in. No problems there. Going back to the TLS system, if you're in a position where the locking mechanism fails, you can remove it and run these like a lace boot. Seen it done numerous times. I could show you how to do it, might show you how to do it, not really sure. But I don't really recommend it for most people, and you'll probably never have an issue with it. But let's say over time the teeth stop gripping, you could replace that if you absolutely have to and keep the boot going. So we're about halfway through this boot breakdown. I honestly don't know. My editor's going to stick this in somewhere. But I need you to do something for me. Go down below and give this a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, over here, why don't you subscribe and click the bell so you get those notifications. With the liner, this is the Cloud 9, which is their second highest liner. You do have neoprene in the toe, so if your index toe sticks out a little bit, there's going to be a little bit more give there. They also brought the stitching of the seam further back. This should reduce any hot spots or pinch points that you get because it's further back. It's not closer up here. Even this one right here on the side, this shouldn't give you any problem whatsoever. I also like that with the internal harness being sewn into the shell, the locking mechanism is still on the tongue of the liner. So when you crisscross this and pull it tight, it's going to just make this even more snug. It's a really well thought out liner. This does have a really deep heel pocket. Their internal J-bars are very aggressive. Nitros are known for just being very locked in, and for those with a very narrow heel, and this shows it. Even though you've got this external J-bar, this is more of a cosmetic just to kind of show you where its placement is. When you look in there though, you can feel it, see it, and know that there is a very deep groove. You want to get this liner heat molded. That way, you know, maybe you got bone spurs or something weird going on there. You need a little more give in the forefoot. This will help you with it. Or if you got a big bulky calf, that'll expand the foam just to allow that to push out a little bit more. It does have Ortholite Thermo in it, so that will help retain the heat. Now, when it comes to the stock insole, this is better than some companies. It's got a little foam in the forefoot. It's got some shaping to it, but by and large, your arch is going to just collapse this. You have a little bit of impact foam as well in the heel. Get rid of these. Just go get something better, like an aftermarket. You'll thank me in the long run. Like what we're doing around here? Want to support us further? Swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. Now, if we look at this at the width of the forefoot, this isn't the most scientific method of measuring it, but we're going to start on the 2 and work our way over. So that goes from 2 to about a 6, so that's 4 inches wide at the forefoot in there. So this is going to be more that normal width forefoot. It does have a really deep heel pocket as well. With this being a 9.5 boot, what we do have here is a height just shy of 13 inches from the bottom to the top of the liner. Tape measure down into the bottom of the heel pocket. This comes in just about 11.5 from the inside to the top there. Once again, not the most scientific method of it, but hey, this is what we're working with here. All right, did you learn about the Nitro Select TLS? Good. Maybe this is the boot for you. Maybe it's not. Remember, the best boot is the one that fits your foot and fits your needs. If you don't feel like this is going to fit your foot or fit your needs, why don't you check out one of our other boot breakdown videos?